Hello YouTube viewers and Transformers fans of all ages, this is the TF Fan Geek, and earlier this week I was tagged by two fellow YouTubers to take part in the Transformers Tag Challenge. So shoutouts to the ones who tagged me into taking part in the Tag Challenge, Master Far and Ninja Bill 1000. You guys are both amazing, and visit their channels. They both do amazing videos on Transformers toys. So since I've been double tagged, I will now most definitely take part in the Transformers Tag Challenge. So the Transformers Tag Challenge is a list of questions about the Transformers toys you own, and it was started on Facebook. I don't know who exactly started it, but a lot of YouTubers who dedicate their channels to reviewing and taking looks at Transformers toys have been taking part in it. So the first question is, what is your favorite Transformers toy in your collection? It was really difficult for me to narrow it down to just one Transformers toy, but I managed to narrow it down from 5 to just 2. So, for my favorite Transformers toy in my collection, it's a tie between this guy, Takara's Transformers Legends LGEX God Jinrai. So yes, and the toy that he ties with for being my most favorite one, the other one, is this toy here. Transformers Classics Optimus Prime with Fans Project's G3 trailer. So this is my all-time favorite Optimus Prime toy, and for some reason I couldn't narrow it down between him and God Jinrai. They're both amazing toys in their own right. So as Optimus Prime rolls away, we'll move on with the other questions. Question 2. What is the most expensive Transformer in your toy collection? Okay, so I've seen some people in the Tag Challenge who found this question difficult, but it's actually quite easy for me. The most expensive Transformers toy that I own is Titan's Return Fortress Maximus. And the reason why Fort Max is my most expensive Transformers toy is because after I spent $150 on Fort Max himself, I then went out and got these two products. These are upgrade kits designed for Fortress Maximus by a third-party company, Perfect Effect, and these are two upgrade kits released in their toy line Perfect Combiner PC. PC-13 is Perfect Effect's version of the Master Sword, and PC-14 is Fortress Maximus's laser gun. Here's a front view, and here's a back view of the boxes. So after the $150 I spent on Fortress Maximus getting his two handheld weapons for him, the Master Sword cost me an additional $60, and Fort Max's laser gun cost me an additional $35, so Fortress Maximus is my most expensive Transformer with a final price tag counting the third-party upgrade add-on kits. I spent $245 getting Fortress Maximus and then arming him up. So question 3 is, what is the worst Transformer that you own? That was quite difficult for me to consider, but after looking at all the Transformers toys I bought over the years, I've been buying Transformers toys non-stop since January of 2003, and so since it's now April of 2018, I have 15 years worth of Transformers toys stuffed into my bedroom. But after looking at all the Transformers toys I bought and collected over the years, the worst one I found is one that I actually bought just last year, and it is this toy right here. This toy is actually a knockoff of the Takara Tomy exclusive Kabaya Gum model kit of Ultra Magnus, and yes, this toy is just garbage. It falls apart. It doesn't actually transform. You have to take it apart and reassemble it, so yeah, this toy is the worst that a Transformers toy can actually ever get. So question 4 is, how many Transformers do you own? Ugh, that's a tough answer for me. I lost count back in 2006 when I had at least 120 already, so if I had to make an educated guess as to how many Transformers toys I own, I'd say at least between 700 to 800. 1,000 might be a bit of a stretch, but if I count individual robots such as actual headmaster robots, mini-cons, combiners, and their components, yes, I'd say anywhere between 800 and 900 would be a good estimate for how many Transformers toys I own. So question 5 is, what is the best and worst place to find Transformers? Well, for me, where I live in Southern California, as incredible as it sounds, in my hometown, there are no Walmarts or Targets nearby. The only stores I have in town are Kmart and Toys R Us, and Toys R Us is expected to leave any day now, and so my own local Kmart store, as far as getting the most recent Transformers toys, as far as basically getting Transformers toys when they first get released, my local Kmart gets them about 3 to 4 months later than when they're released for the first time. So for me, the best place to buy Transformers toys where I live is Amazon.com. And the worst place to find Transformers is my local Kmart store, so makes me wonder how that Kmart is still in business. So question 6 is, what Transformers figure do you want most in your Transformers collection? Now this is another hard question for me to narrow it down to just one solitary Transformers toy. I originally narrowed it down to 4, or the Transformers toys I like to own include Generations Titan Class Metroplex, Armada Megatron with Minicon Leader 1, and Armada Jetfire with Minicon Commodore. But if I had to choose one solitary Transformers toy that I do not have in my collection that already exists, it would have to be Transformers Prime Voyager Class Breakdown. In my opinion, out of all the moves Hasbro did for the Transformers Prime franchise, the absolute worst one was not bringing Breakdown from Japan and releasing him here in the United States. It's making Voyager Class Breakdown an exclusive to Takara Tomi's Arms Micron toy line. That was the worst choice on Hasbro's part. I did come close to buying Breakdown once, but I passed up on him. But I do at least have the Prime Voyager Class Breakdown toy mold, since I managed to get a hold of Swerve, one of Breakdown's mold mates, and I've considered buying a second version of Swerve and then custom painting all his red plastic bits blue, and having my own custom Breakdown. But unfortunately, even today, Swerve is starting to go for a pretty big price, so unfortunately my chances of getting Breakdown in my Transformers collection are slim to nil. I was kind of hoping Hasbro would have made Breakdown one of the toys released in the Platinum Edition toy line when it still existed, but I read on Wikipedia that Transformers Platinum Edition came to an end with the release of Combiner Wars Lio Kaiser at the end of 2016, so Breakdown getting released in the United States appears to not going to ever happen. So question 7 is, what figure do you want to see made that does not exist yet? That question was hard for me to consider, but after looking at all the Transformers toys I own, all the Transformers characters that exist who have not been given toys, or if they have been given toys, they haven't been given toys that Transformers fans have come to an acceptance that the toys could have been better than what they ended up being. So this might shock everyone, but out of all the Transformers toys that I've dreamed of existing, the one that I would want to see made more than any of the other ones is a masterpiece scale figure of, brace yourself for this, the Transformers character I love to be seen given a masterpiece scale figure is Transformers animated Lugnut. Lugnut, it was my favorite brand new Decepticon character created for the first time during the Transformers animated franchise. And basically in the Transformers animated cartoon, it was implied time and again that Lugnut was the physically largest of all the Decepticons. He was twice the size of Megatron, and Lugnut easily took out Bulkhead, who was portrayed as being physically the largest of the Autobots. And and Bulkhead was basically slightly heavier than even Ultra Magnus, and I remember during the run of the Transformers animated toy line I saw Bulkhead, Megatron, and Ultra Magnus being made into leader class toys, and I was waiting and waiting for Hasbro to announce that Lugnut would join those characters and being given a new leader class toy in the Transformers animated toy line, but unfortunately Hasbro only gave Lugnut 2 Voyager class toys in the Transformers animated toy line, and then when the time came for Hasbro to give Lugnut a classic style toy in the very short-lived Transformers Reveal the Shield toy line, Hasbro once again made Lugnut a Voyager class toy. So yes, I would, if there was a Transformers toy that I would be given the chance to vote to become reality that does not exist, it will be a Masterpiece scale toy of Lugnut. And not in this green color that Hasbro gave the Reveal the Shield toy. It would be in his almost entirely purple paint job that he had in the Transformers animated cartoon. So let me know in the comment section what you think of the idea of a Masterpiece scale toy of Transformers animated Lugnut being released. Because Lugnut is one of the characters from Transformers animated where not even third-party companies have touched on him. So unfortunately there's not many chances of that happening soon. So question 8 is, what is the first Transformers toy you ever bought? For a lot of Transformers fans who've taken part in the tag challenge, that's been difficult for them to answer, but not for me. I remember exactly which Transformers toy I bought first, and my apologies, he's going to be very dusty because he sits on the top of my shelf, but it was this guy, Transformers Armada Deluxe Class Optimus Prime. He was the first ever Transformers toy that I bought with my own money back in 2003. I still have his Minicon partner, Overrun. He's a Silver Jet, but he's on another shelf and I didn't want to bring him out. My apologies for that. Now, even though Armada Optimus Prime was the first Transformers toy that I bought with my own money, he was not the first Transformers toy that I ever owned. The first Transformers toy that I ever owned was this guy, Transformers Generation 2 Hero Optimus Prime. He was given to me as a birthday present. As into the year he came out. Unfortunately, one of his rockets is gone, but he's still in pretty good shape other than being dusty from sitting in my closet, so none of the yellow plastic bits on him have... the white plastic bits on him haven't yellowed, they're all white, and the pump and the air hose for him are still intact, so yes, apart from missing one of his missiles, he's in pretty good condition for being, 24 years old now. My apologies if my voice is getting quieter. I'm trying to keep my voice down so I don't disturb my family. Question 9 is, do you prefer official or third-party Transformers toys? Most of the third-party Transformers toys that you saw a moment ago, they're just like these. They're upgrade add-on kits for existing Transformers toys, so I prefer official toys over third-party Transformers because they're readily available and they are far cheaper. So, question 10 is, what are your thoughts on knockoff Transformers? I do own a couple of knockoff Transformers armors, but as far as actually having them in my Transformers collection, they're great for being cannon fodder, or if you want to do a stop-motion video, knockoff Transformers are great for doing battle damage scenes, but as far as preferring knockoff Transformers over official toys, no, I do not. I think knockoffs are better than official toys. So question 11, who is your favorite Transformers character? That's easy. Without any hesitation, I can say that it is Optimus Prime. I love every version of Optimus Prime that exists, and as you can tell, as I showed a moment ago, Optimus Prime is not only the first Transformers toy I've ever owned, he was also the first Transformers toy that I bought with my own money. So yeah, it's Optimus Prime for me all the way. My apologies for not naming off the numbers of the questions that I've been doing, but question 12 is what we're on now, and what is your favorite Transformers series? And the first Transformers cartoon I watched was Transformers Armada, but after watching just about every Transformers cartoon that exists, I haven't watched all of them, but watched a majority of them, and I would have to say my favorite Transformers cartoon series is Generation 1. There's just something about the original cartoon show, it just gets me more fascinated and makes me think of Transformers more than any other Transformers cartoon right now. So yes, G1 is my favorite Transformers series. Question 13, do you love or hate the Transformers movies? I have all the Transformers movies on DVD, including The Last Night, though I admit I haven't opened it up and watched it yet, but yes, I believe I am with the minority of Transformers fans who actually love the Transformers movies, and if you think, and please let me know if you're one of the Transformers fans who loves the Transformers movies. The reason why I say I feel that Transformers fans who love the movies are in the minority is because I have seen more Transformers toys say, not just on YouTube, but across the internet, say that they don't like the Transformers movies. Now, before we get to the last official question, I added one question of my own, and this question is, have you had a Transformers toy that was stolen from you? And unfortunately for me, the answer to that is yes. One day, my parents decided to get me 2 Transformers toys as a surprise gift for doing so well in school, and I thought it would be a good idea to take them to my class for show and tell one day, and one of the Transformers toys I still have, and it is this little guy right here. This is Transformers Generation 2 GoBot / Spy Changers Autobot Motormouth. And so I took Motormouth and this other Transformers toy that was a Generation 2 GoBot like him for show and tell, and a lot of the children in my class thought they were amazing toys, and at least one other child thought that the other GoBot I had with Motormouth was such an amazing toy, they decided to steal it when nobody was looking, and I never got the toy back. For the longest time, the only thing I could remember about the other GoBot I originally owned along with Motormouth was that it had almost the reverse paint job that Motormouth does, where Motormouth is an almost entirely blue robot with a red head. I remembered the G2 GoBot I had that was stolen was the reverse of Motormouth. It was a mostly red Autobot with a blue head. And so after browsing Wikipedia and looking at the pictures of all the Generation 2 GoBots, aka Spy Changers toys, I was afraid to realize the one that was stolen from me was Transformers Generation 2 GoBots Optimus Prime. And that toy is unique because it's one of the only toys of Optimus Prime that transforms into a sports car. And overall, compared to the other Transformers Generation 2 GoBots, Optimus Prime is one of the most hard to find anywhere these days. So, I've considered buying the toy that was repainted from Generation 2 GoBots Optimus Prime, which is Robots in Disguise 2001 / Car Robots Autobot Rev, REV. And I was thinking of getting that toy from Amazon because I found it for just $10, and I figured I could at least have the toy mold back in my collection, and then poor Motormouth could be joined once again by a fellow Transformer that's his own size. So now on to the last official question, which is question 15 on my list. Do you think Hot Rod was responsible for Optimus Prime's death in the Transformers 1986 Generation 1 movie? In my opinion, the answer to that is both yes and no. When you look at the fight between Optimus Prime and Megatron, Hot Rod did jump in to try and stop Megatron, and the result was Optimus Prime getting blasted, but to be honest, I've always thought of Hot Rod as being the fall guy for the ones really responsible for Optimus Prime's death in the Transformers G1 movie. And the ones really responsible for me have always been Hasbro and the Transformers filmmakers. Yes, I know that's getting into a fourth wall break, going back and forth between fictional characters within a cartoon and then the cartoonists and the producers of the movie who actually made it, but that's just my opinion. I've always thought of Hot Rod as being the middleman between Hasbro and filmmakers and Optimus Prime, and in the movie, Hot Rod did end up being a middleman between Optimus Prime and Megatron, but Transformers fans who firmly believe that Hot Rod was not responsible for Optimus Prime's death in the movie have said that even if Hot Rod hadn't jumped into the fight, Megatron would have distracted Optimus Prime long enough to end up blasting him anyway, so Hot Rod just being there just added more drama to the moment. So now, most Transformers fans that I wanted to end up tagging to continue the tag challenge have already been tagged, but there is one I found that hasn't been tagged yet, and my apologies if you don't want to do it, but I'm asking you if you want to try, feel free to do it. And the person I'm going to tag is the Transformer Guy R&M. He's left comments on a lot of my videos, and the Transformer Guy R&M, I hope you find this video and you're listening, because I decided to tag you because you've left great comments on my videos and I am entertained by your videos, so hope you can and live up to the challenge and take part in this. It was really fun for me, and it was been a great pleasure sharing with you my history of the Transformers franchise, and yes, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.